enforcement agents before.
Yeah.
At least a speeding ticket or two. That was a foul ball. Michael Barnes was thinking maybe he'd pass that one off as fair and get out of the inning.
He did his best attempt.
Donald Price is a pretty sharp umpire out on those base paths. He was not buying what Barnes was selling. So 3-0 is our score. Showmen out in front of the Mavericks. Here's a reach for Reno, grounded to the second baseman. Collison's play is at first, and he makes it with the 4-3. That is, one thing about Andy Galley, even when he was getting roughed up in the first and things are not going well, he works quickly. Wait a minute, that's the second out. My mistake. I thought we were out of the inning. We're not.
Well, we got our scoreboard back. So.
Well, there we go. So, okay. My mistake. Single, ground out. Here we go. Carter Rennie for the Showman. Andy Galley still working quickly. Carter Rennie struck out and then reached on a dropped third strike, then scored a run. Chopper to the pitcher. Galley barehands it and fires.
Nice play.
Good stuff. Getting the ball over to Mikey B. Now the top of the second is over, and I can finish making the point. Whether it's going well or not going well, Andy Galley works quickly.
Yeah, he does. I mean, we talked a little bit even in the first inning just about the fact that you need to try and disrupt that, but it's like a game of chess. Andy's not going to let you to the best of his ability.
So we will step aside. Branson leads 3-0. Mavericks will try to answer after this.
Support local, give local. We hear it all the time, and when it comes to blood donation, there's an easy way to make sure your gift is being used in your community. Donors with Community Blood Center of the Ozarks provide every drop of blood, platelets, and convalescent plasma to patients in over 40 area hospitals. How do I know why that's important? Because my youngest daughter, Joselina, is alive today thanks to local blood donors. Find out how you can help at cbco.org. Local donors, local patients. That's the Community Blood Center of the Ozarks difference.
Tyler Abma back to the rubber, I should say, for the Branson Showmen. Almost got myself in trouble there. He's faced one above the minimum so far, allowing one hit, protecting a 3-0 advantage for the Purple Gang. It'll be Brady Welsh, Michael Barnes, and Lance Kennedy here in the bottom of the second for Moon City. So Brady Welsh plugged into the lineup here in between Harrison Broadstreet and Michael Barnes. That's a little bit of a shuffle for Daniel England's club. I think, just reading the tea leaves a little bit here, the intent is to try to protect Brady Welsh a little more and give him some pitches to hit.
I think you're probably right about that.
So Welsh, 3 for 6, so hitting 500. That looks pretty good. But Brady, very capable. We saw his rookie year with the Suckers. He had 14 hits. That was a league high in 2021. Cooled off substantially in 2022 with just 5 hits across 8 games. So 3 for 6 is a better start for certain, but Daniel England would like for Welsh to get some more pitches to hit, and then would like in turn for Welsh to hit those pitches.
Well, hey, early indications are he's seeing the ball well, and he's putting good swings on balls, so I would anticipate some good things.
Brady Welsh, undoubtedly an athlete, was predominantly a pitcher once he graduated from high school at Marshfield. 3 years at Arkansas State, and then a couple of years in the Atlanta Braves minor league system. Finished out at High A before injuries derailed his career. Well, Tyler Abma collects a strikeout. That's now 3 consecutive for him, 22 for the campaign. And it brings up Michael Barnes. Well, speaking of guys who were predominantly pitchers who then found the stick in the GRBL, Mikey B, 5 for 9 with 3 RBIs, leading the Mavericks in driving in runs. Reaches out and sends this one. That's down the right field line for extra bases. Michael Barnes sends one down into the corner. He's thinking about 3. I think he's going to do it. Slides. Didn't really even need to. Dano gave him the woe sign, and then a little celebration for Michael Barnes.
I think that's the most so I got to play with Mike, and I think that's the most emotion that I've ever seen him put on. That's awesome. Good for Mikey.
Triple down the right field line for Michael Barnes, who is now 6 for 10, hitting 600, absolutely hitting like his hair is on fire.
I'd love to see it. First pitch too. I mean, just both these teams
just jumped on
quick.
it after he'd watched Tyler Abma mow down 3 of his teammates. So Lance Kennedy has been off to a pretty good debut here in Grip and Rip, 3 for 7 thus far. Native of Roanoke, Virginia. He's been away from hard ball for quite a while. Played a lot of slow pitch softball, but as you know, Nick, the swings are not the same.
Yeah, it doesn't really translate that well.
Nothing in one. We've seen a lot of that through the years of just, you know, guys who are tired of softball, or sometimes it's the other way, guys who are pretty good at softball and then think, hey, I can get back into baseball. But it's 2 different animals for sure. 1-1, reached out and poked foul.
Yeah, between slow pitch softball and golf, which I think baseball players tend to gravitate to,
yes,
you can really mess up your swing paths with both of those. I found myself at Big Shots the other week swinging a golf club like a baseball bat. So,
well, you know, the thing about a place like Big Shots is it's encouraging you to take swings you probably wouldn't take.
Oh, I was looking to mash.
In a normal round of golf,
mash.
Yeah. That's where they get you.
Well,
so 1-2 to Lance Kennedy. He is gamely hanging in there against Tyler Abma, who's trying to just overpower the big Virginian. Abma from the belt. Long look at Michael Barnes, and then he just blew Kennedy away with the fastball. 4 strikeouts and counting for Tyler Abma. So Jamar Averyhart, second-year man out of Griffith, Indiana, played for the Branson Showmen a season ago. Looking to extract a little revenge perhaps on Cole Rourke for not drafting him this time. Oh, I think it was one of those deals where Daniel England jumped on Jamar first.
I think so.
Absolute cannon, good defender. If he can get the hitting going, he will be very, very dangerous out here. Abma took him upstairs for a strike that time.
Yeah, I'm really liking that high and away fastball so far.
Having success with it.
There it is
Oh,
again.
got him looking. Averyhart not happy with that, but you gotta love it if you are rooting for the Showman. 5 strikeouts across 2 innings for Tyler Abma. He is dealing, and the Branson Showmen still lead 3-0. We'll play the third after this.
I'm Nicole Cartmel with the Bank of Missouri. Whether you're looking to pay bills or make a big purchase, sometimes you need cash quickly to take that next step. A consumer loan might be a perfect option to help you live well, bank well. Sonia McClendon, one of our branch managers, is here to explain.
Thank you, Nicole. We provide personal consumer loans for almost any purpose, from building your credit to financing that new car. We offer competitive rates, and decisions are made locally so we can get you the money that you need quickly. But what makes our consumer loans unique is that personal touch. For example, I recently worked with a customer to secure a loan for a horse trailer. He could have went elsewhere, but he chose to work with his bank because of that personal relationship that we've built with him. Being able to work with your personal banker that you know and trust makes a big difference.
That's right, because we work with our customers to help them live well, bank well. Get started at bankofmissouri.com.
When Gary and Sandra Henry started Henry's Towing nearly 5 decades ago, customers knew that Henry would be the guy coming to help. People would call and ask to let Henry do it. And as Springfield has grown, our family has grown as well, so there's always someone around to come help you out. Everyone at Henry's is a member of the family, fully trained and as dependable as the original. With a family this size, help is always right around the corner. So if you find yourself in need of roadside assistance, remember to call the name you've grown to know and trust. Remember to let Henry do it!
Speaking of working quickly, Andy Galley didn't even let the guys at Henry's Towing finish the message. Logan Prock swings at Steerike 2, and just like that, it is 0-2 at the start of the third inning. Burger and Bacon with you here at Sky Bacon Stadium. I guess, Nick, you're probably not a part owner of the fireworks company, right?
I am not, but I remember this offseason seeing the name change and thinking, hey, I totally should be.
I mean, Sky Bacon would be a good nickname for you as a ball player. If you could figure out how to pass that off for yourself.
More diving plays in the outfield or something.
Maybe scale that 16-foot wall and rob someone of a homer.
Yeah, I did try and climb the backstop net last year.
I do recall that. That was one of those things. It was between the innings, and I had my head down. I was looking at my scorecard, and then I looked up, and I thought, why is Bacon's bat 30 feet in the net, and how's he going to get it down?
Yeah. Yeah.
Full count here to Logan Prock.
Well, baseball's a weird game sometimes.
It is that. Payoff pitch. Prock takes the walk.
Tough spot to miss. We talked a little bit last half inning about how Abma's getting that high and away call and really leaning into it. That pitch was just about the same spot that we're seeing him throw it to. Called a ball.
Third walk for Andy Galley this season. Prior to this, he had pitched 6 years in this league and walked just 17 batters. So
wow.
It's weird to talk about one walk being uncharacteristic, but that's absolutely the case for Galley. Wild pitch there. Got away from Barnett, allowing Prock to advance into scoring position for Jacob Carlson. So Carlson 1 for 1 on the day with a double. Jam shot fouled back. 16 hits a season ago with the Showmen. One of 5 players to hold a share, I should say, of the single season record for hits out here. 3 guys did it in 2022, so hits are up, offense is up across the league. If you like some scoring with your baseball, we've got it. Speaking of that, Carlson puts one to the gap, 1 hop to the wall. Showmen are going to extend the lead. It is 4-0. Second double of the day for Jacob Carlson. Oh, is he dangerous.
The guy is an animal.
Just another MVP caliber season, and yes, we're past the Labor Day break, so I can start saying things like that. Another guy on the watch list for sure is this guy, Jared Fox. Had an RBI double in the first, so he is now 8 for 12. Hitting just ridiculously thus far. I mean, he had 11 hits last year and was an MVP candidate with that.
Oh!
And then a throw goes into the outfield. Carlson will absolutely take advantage and move up to third.
Well, I'm glad that you validated what I think I've been thinking on the field, which is offense is up this year. And,
it definitely is.
People can hit. So I don't know what everybody went through this offseason, but I didn't get the memo.
We're seeing overall fewer strikeouts, more balls in play, more hits and more runs.
And still good pitching. That's the thing. I mean, you got to give credit where credit's due. These are good pitchers coming out, throwing strikes, throwing hard, and the hitters are just matching them so far this year.
Swing and a chopper foul. Yeah, it used to be by this point we would see, each team would have someone with a fair amount of innings and an ERA under 3. Now it's going to be a pretty big deal if guys can keep their ERA under 4 by the time the year is done. I think that's just an illustrator of a real mathematical example of what we're seeing offensively out here. 2-2 to Fox. So he reached. Andy fooled him badly. And down on strikes goes Canada's greatest export. Bring up the native of Caracas, Venezuela, now Ozark, Missouri, David Rodriguez. Swings and skies one. Where is it? Well, I lost it, but Brady Welsh did not. Mavericks third baseman hangs on and makes the grab.
Not quite deep enough to get Carlson home there. Right idea, though.
So he stays put. 2 down. Tyler Abma bats. Popped out to the second baseman. First time, swings and lifts this one into right. Avery Hart charges in, and Jamar hangs on and makes the grab. What were you talking about, Nick? The high sky today?
High sky today, I think, as that ball gets up there, it's deceptively high. There's not really many clouds, I guess just a sputtering of them here and there. Nice and bright blue, but when the ball gets up there, it just kind of floats a little bit, and it's kind of hard to gauge its depth a little bit.
Well, Jamar Avery Hart hung on, so we go to the bottom of the third. 4-0. Showmen back right after this.
Redline Athletics is the Ozark's #1 youth sports performance training center. Redline uses the latest in technology, equipment, and techniques to help kids ages 8 to 18 prepare for competition in all sports, with our #1 goal to make them a better athlete first. Redline Athletics now offers team training. Bring your full squad in for workouts with our professional staff and boost their speed, strength, agility, and skills. Train like a pro at Redline Athletics, located in Southeast Springfield, just off James River Freeway in South Glenstone.
You know the meaning of dedication. The early mornings and the late nights spent pursuing your dream. The commitment and passion to turn those dreams into reality. That spirit of dedication is why Central Bank is always there, working behind the scenes, helping you navigate those twists and turns in your journey with solutions that are tailored to meet your business needs. Central Bank. We do business better.
Tyler Abma has the ball. He's back to work. Branson Showmen jumped on Moon City in the first inning. 3 runs. They've tacked on another off an RBI double by Jacob Carlson in the third, and that's why the margin at the moment 4-0. Branson out in front. Andy Galley will bat for Moon City. He's the pitcher. Evan Barnett is in the on-deck circle, and then back to the top of the order the Mavericks will go.
Swinging the red bat, cherry red bat.
Got himself a red bat.
Love it.
And as I saw, he made a social media post about it, tagging the Mavs manager Daniel England, and said, "Dan, I'm going to hit this year. Got the red bat and everything."
Ready to poke.
Does have a sac fly RBI, but Andy is looking for hit #1 for the campaign. 0 for 3 with a walk and a strikeout. He's down 0-2 here. Make that 0-3. It's a strikeout for Tyler Abma. Andy Galley becomes his 6th strikeout victim. So Tyler Abma, after getting shelled prior to the Labor Day break, is coming out gunslinging.
Really and truly gunslinging. I mean, really, I don't know that we've seen much other than the fastball.
You gotta dance with the girl that brings you sometimes, Nick.
Hey. If it's working, don't change it.
Here's Evan Barnett hitting .333.
Something off speed there.
Yep, it was a strike, however. Abma's filling the cup. Mavericks do have some activity in the pen. Lefty Scott Wilson getting loose. More on that as the situation develops. Well, just like that, down on strikes goes Evan Barnett. Tyler Abma really feeling it today. Tyler Collison, one of the few not to strike out first time through the order. He flew out to right field. So Lil Murph trying to get something going for City. It's maybe one of those games where the Mavericks just sort of weather the storm for 5 innings and then try to jump on the first guy out of the pen. Oh, that's a looker on the outer half.
I'm telling you, he's getting it. Keep going back there. Why not?
And when a pitcher is dialed in like Abma is, those pitches on the edges tend to go in a favorable direction. That was a ball, however. So 2-1. Back to the fastball. 2-2.
There you go. You see Tyler taking a step out and finally just taking a breath. I think that's probably going to be key for so many of these hitters, slowing themselves down.
Ooh, we thought about it. Smart hitting in a split second by Tyler Collison. Kept it on his shoulder. Full count payoff pitch. He walked him. First one of those we've seen out of Tyler Abma today. So 2 hits for Moon City thus far, trailing 4-0. Here's a guy who had one of them, Nick Hooper. Junior college ball at Jefferson College, then went out of state to Lubbock Christian University for his last 2. That's going to get through. Nick Hooper 2 for 2 today. A single out into right field for the Hoop Daddy. 6 hits in 15 trips to the plate.
Here we got a spot made for Joe Emery.
Well, Joey franchise, this is why you come to terms with a guy like this in the offseason out of St. Peters, Missouri. Master's degree, a Master of Science in Kinesiology, the science of human body movement. He's going to try to move a couple of his teammates, but not by chasing something outside like that, Joe. 0-1. Abma from the belt. Oof, nothing fancy. He just blew it by him.
Yeah, nice cut.
So Emery steps back. Quick adjustment on the Velcro and that left batting glove, and he's back in the box. 0-2. Not that time, up and out. Tyler Abma took a long look back at Tyler Collison last time. That was a short glance, and then he comes home, bounced it. Good idea there, I think, going down after Emery's chased outside a couple of times.
Yeah, I think so. Really trying to change that eye level. Keeps pounding that high and outside corner, so might see a little bit more of that.
Here comes the 2-2. Yep, they attacked out, but Emery was able to get to it late, foul it back, and stay in. So we'll have another Deuces Wild pitch here.
You can see why he took that long look at Tyler Collison back on second base. He's about halfway down the base paths, it feels like, between each pitch.
Well, he's also got a pretty speedy escort with Carter Rennie, the Branson shortstop. And that is down. That was a nice idea, but Emery able to lay off. So the count is full.
Great at bat.
3-2. Abma again from the belt. And a step off.
Good to slow that moment down. 3-2 with 2 outs. You know those runners are taking off. So
it's going to make Emery think about it. But yeah, Collison's absolutely going to take off. There he goes. But down goes Emery. My goodness, Tyler Abma has struck out 8 through 3 innings of work, and the Branson Showmen lead 4-0. Back right after this.
If you and I knew plumbing, you and I would never need to call United Plumbing, UNITED. But you and I can't fix a pipe or a faucet filled with lime, so we always call United, and they're there right on time. You and I once tried it, then decided to call United, treating you and I the way you and I would want to be. So call United Plumbing, UNITED. United Plumbing.
Acme Towing Company. That's too far away. Let Henry's do it.
Nah, we're ready to close.
Let Henry's do it.
Henry's is ready to take your call right now. From compacts to semis, Henry is here to help 24/7. Save yourself the hassle and make us your first call. Henry's gets there fast, offering multiple locations to serve the Ozarks. When you're stuck on the side of the road, make the right call. Let Henry do it.
Calvin Dreyer steps in for the Branson Showmen. Looks at ball one from Moon City pitcher Andy Galley. Rance and Nick Bacon with you for this one. 4-0 is the score. Showmen lead the Mavericks. Top of the fourth. To the surprise of absolutely no one, Moon City sticking with starting pitcher Andy Galley. He's going to get 5 innings of work today. Pretty much no questions asked.
Yeah, you had piqued our interest it was the last inning where Moon City had somebody down in the bullpen throwing, but they've since sat down.
Yeah, Scott Wilson was up. That may have just been, maybe his effort was just to go down there and get Galley motivated. Here's a grounder up the middle from Dreyer. Would have been a tough play for Collison, and that is going to be scored a hit. I think that's a good decision by the official scorer there.
I think so too.
Tyler Collison made a heck of an effort, and you can say, oh yeah, he kicked it, but I mean, it took a lot just for him to get there to kick the ball.
Yeah, he had to range pretty far to his right. A little bit of a slide there. Just a good job keeping it in front, but you know he wanted the out.
So Calvin Dreyer is on for Matt Spangler. Spanky 1 for 1 today.
You'd love to see that for an original 60.
Makes him 3 for 9 for the campaign, so Matt Spangler stock ticking in the upward direction. Hey, that's into center. Well, a lot of center fielders would not have had that, but that's Joe Emery out there making the catch, robbing the hit.
Yeah, wrong guy to hit
Spangler. And he's got that don't throw on that arm, so Calvin Dreyer had to turn around and retreat pretty quickly. Here's John McGreevy, Orlando, Florida native. He's an engineering technician, does a lot of CAD software drafting. That's his career. 36 years old, just recently moved to Branson West. Dreyer's going to take off. There's a grounder to third. Hooper with it. Oh my goodness, what a play by Nick Hooper. No chance at the double play, so some smart base running from Calvin Dreyer.
Incredibly smart. I think he just caught Galley napping a little bit. I don't know that he was paying much attention to him over there. He took off fast.
He went to that Brock Chaffin school of base stealing where you get the motion down on the first pitch and then time the takeoff. Calvin Dreyer did it beautifully. Well, Calvin's the son of a high school baseball coach who does a little coaching of his own these days among his many vocations at his alma mater, Buffalo High. Calvin's one of those sneaky smart baseball men. So after a little discombobulation on the exchange from catcher to pitcher, we're back at it. Josh Reno in the left-handed batter's box. Looked at a ball outside. It's 1-1. Galley threw him a cement mixer for a strike.
Branson's doing a good job so far this game, putting pressure on Andy just about every single inning.
It was a fastball up. Reno swung on and spoiled it. It's right off the old luxury suite next door, Nick.
That's right. I thought I was going to be able to call that one for a second.
Might have interrupted someone's filet mignon. 1-2. Galley sets from the chest. Tried the curve. That one didn't hook up for him, and it's outside. Deuce is wild. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs.
You know, if they're serving filet next door, I'm in the wrong place every Sunday when I come here.
Telling you, friend. Swing. That's going to get over the net. Yes. Just into the third row of seats. So Josh Reno stays in the hunt. Greene County Sheriff's deputy. Can actually speak a little Japanese. Spent some time living in Japan and actually played amateur baseball over there.
Wow.
in eastern Japan. 2-2 swung on to the shortstop Harrison Broadstreet, and Harry B puts the throw right on the button for out number 3. So the margin stays at 4 runs. Branson 4, Boone City nothing. Bottom of the 4th when we come back. It's Grip and Rip Baseball, live and free on YouTube.
I need a change. My workouts are too boring.
Oh, I've got an amazing workout for you. Hot yoga. I've lost weight and I'm more flexible.
Try our community classes for only $8.
Sumit's Hot Yoga. You are going to feel awesome.
I'm Nicole Cartmel with the Bank of Missouri. Whether you're looking to pay bills or make a big purchase, sometimes you need cash quickly to take that next step. A consumer loan might be a perfect option to help you live well, bank well. Sonia McClendon, one of our branch managers, is here to explain.
Thank you, Nicole. We provide personal consumer loans for almost any purpose, from building your credit to financing that new car. We offer competitive rates, and decisions are made locally so we can get you the money that you need quickly. But what makes our consumer loans unique is that personal touch. For example, I recently worked with a customer to secure a loan for a horse trailer. He could have went elsewhere, but he chose to work with his bank because of that personal relationship that we've built with him. Being able to work with your personal banker that you know and trust makes a big difference.
That's right, because we work with our customers to help them live well, bank well. Get started at bankofmissouri.com.
Tyler Abma has been just the right combination of filthy and efficient for the Branson Showmen today. As he goes to work here in the 4th inning, he can throw the 4th and the 5th before the Showmen will have to make a Henry's towing pitching change. 8 strikeouts for Tyler Abma through 3 innings. The league record for a single game is 13. Josh Engler, the holder of that. But the record in play for the moment anyway. Harrison Broadstreet would certainly like to spoil Abma's good day. Whew.
Yeah, Abma making it really easy to be Cole Rourke right now.
Yeah, nothing doing in the way of a hard pitching decision.
Well, we were talking between innings, Rance, a couple innings ago about Abma's success, and I think it's a combination of 2 factors. He's got that sneaky delivery where he straightens his arm, hides the ball really well, and just keeps the same arm path with each and every pitch. And then the other thing that he's doing really well is playing with the high zone. And so as a batter up there, I mean, your eyes light up. Anything high up in the zone, you think you're about to mash it. And he's getting it just far up and out enough to avoid the bat so far.
1-2 to Street, swung on and lifted. It's going to stay on the infield. Matt Spangler. Woo! Tough adjustment, but Matt Spangler, one of the best defensive second basemen in the history of this league, quite frankly. No hyperbole. Makes the catch and the out.
Yeah, I'm looking at the American flag down the left field line, and there is a 0 win. So again, that's that's that high sky that we're talking about. You saw Matt just kind of shuffling around just a little bit, and it's just hard to gauge where that ball's at.
Here's Brady Welsh, swings this one right side. Spangler kept it in front. He's going to hurry. No, it won't get there.
That may have hit
Brady Welsh is going to go for second. Great throw from Fox, and then it ejects from Rennie's mitt. So Welsh, goodness sakes, just had a full-on yard sale. He's managed to drag his back foot onto second base. And a little bit of gamesmanship from Carter Rennie, helping him up and then tagging him. But
Yeah,
Donald
clever.
Price, the field umpire,
Clever.
not falling for that. That is going to be scored E4. So unfortunate for Brady Welsh there, but a big hustle play nonetheless. Puts him in scoring position for Michael Barnes. Mikey B 1 for 1 with a triple today, 6 for 10 for the campaign. Swing, this ball tailing foul. Is it going to get? Yes, gets out of play. One of those where Brady Dean, I think, thought he might have a chance for a moment there.
Yeah. I think Mike up there looking obviously just to do the same thing he did the last time, but one of the few hitters that really seems to be seeing Abma pretty well.
Michael Barnes played college baseball at Fort Scott Community College and then 2 years at Division II Drury University. Really didn't hit at all as a college player.
Oh, caught now.
Oh my gosh. Welsh gets back. Nice idea from Jared Fox. It's 0-2 to Barnes.
I think a little bit of a moment of fear there for Brady 'cause he slipped.
Yeah, he definitely got himself into trouble there for a moment. 0-2 to Michael Barnes. Tyler Abma comes set from the belt. And no, we will not get a throw. Mavericks fans wanting a balk. They're not going to get that. There's the 0-2 swing and a high fly ball. David Rodriguez had time to get his sunglasses out, put them on, check the lenses, and then make the catch.
How many of those have we seen? I mean, if he's not striking batters out, he's getting the bat under the ball, and we've seen a number of those just high pop-ups right on the infield.
Seen 3 of those. They've all been to the right side. So Tyler Abma still at 8 strikeouts. I think Engler's single game record is safe at this stage, but nevertheless, Abma continues to be impressive. Lance Kennedy looked at ball 1 out.
Did you jinx it, Rance? Is that
I
what
think I
happened?
might have, but you know,
you did the thing. You talked about it.
8 strikeouts in 3 innings. I had to say something.
Yeah.
Swing and a miss there. Just don't get to see that every Sunday. Especially not after you and I spent an inning convincing folks offense was up and strikeouts were down.
No kidding.
Tyler Abma said, "I'll show you 2 goofs." 1-1 to Kennedy, swung and missed badly that time. Yeah, Lance saw the body language there. He says, "What am I doing?"
Yeah.
Lance Kennedy's a good hitter. He says, "Abma's that filthy today." The 1-2. Make that 2-2.
Good idea. Going pretty much right back to that same spot, but just inching it ever so slightly off the plate.
Oh, and then he came back with a slow breaking ball. Over the top it goes. So 9 strikeouts for Tyler Abma. Another goose egg goes on the board, and the Branson Showmen still lead 4-0 over the Moon City Mavericks. Nick and I will bring you the 5th right after this.
Support local, give local. We hear it all the time, and when it comes to blood donation, there's an easy way to make sure your gift is being used in your community. Donors with Community Blood Center of the Ozarks provide every drop of blood, platelets, and convalescent plasma to patients in over 40 area hospitals. How do I know why that's important? Because my youngest daughter, Joselina, is alive today thanks to local blood donors. Find out how you can help at cbco.org. Local donors, local patients. That's the Community Blood Center of the Ozarks difference.
Do you ever wake up and feel like you're already out of energy?
I haven't felt that way since I started doing yoga.
You do yoga?
Every morning. Best change I've ever made.
Try our community classes for only $8.
Sumit's hot yoga. You are going to feel awesome.
It's a Henry's towing pitching change for the Moon City Mavericks. Perhaps an inning earlier than originally planned, they have lifted the righty Andy Galley and they have gone to the pen. The lefty Scott Wilson out of Miller, Missouri on to pitch. Wilson this season, small sample size, an inning and 2/3. He has not allowed an earned run. 1 hit, 1 strikeout, 1 walk. Pretty typical Scott Wilson numbers, I can tell you. He's a guy who usually does a pretty good job of scattering his hits. He's not going to overpower you, but like any good lefty, he doesn't throw anything straight. And he knows how to work. Scott Wilson, 32 years old. His official job title is agricultural crop manager. What he will tell you is he runs a really big farm. We're talking 500 head of cattle. So works a physically demanding job 5 and 6 days out of the week. And on Sundays he comes out here and throws. Good two-way player, originally out of Neosho, Missouri. Went to Crowder College. Pretty good junior college baseball program historically.
Yeah, curious move here by Dan England to take Galley out before the 5-inning maximum, because I feel like saw him really settle down after that first inning. So this may be a move just about changing looks and keeping the Showmen on their toes more than anything.
It's the third time through the order for Branson. Carter Rennie, the leadoff man, has worked ahead 2-1. I know that is a Daniel England thing. Actually, it goes back to his former skip, Justin Skinner. Never liked for batters to get a look at a pitcher 3 times. So Dano making the move and going to Scott Wilson.
Leaning into the analytics. I like it.
Well, it's kind of interesting. This league has been around long enough that we actually can talk about coaching trees and spheres of influence. And you can look at a strategy and say, oh yeah, this is a Justin Skinner thing from back in 2018.
Yeah, a good guy to learn from if you're talking about trying to emulate championship managers.
3 championships don't lie. So it's a walk to Carter Rennie to get Scott Wilson started, and he comes back by blasting one past Logan Prock for a strike.
Happy to gloat for just a second, say I was part of that last championship season for Justin Skinner.
High Rollers squad in 2019. It's a good group that also embodied it's not how you start, how you finish.
That's right.
As I recall, that group started off 0-2, and I thought, oh boy.
Yeah, you thought that. I mean, this was my first run with Justin Skinner, and all I'd heard is that this guy wins championships, and all of a sudden we were 0-2.
Well, it's a short season. It's a long, short season,
That's
I guess, and a lot can happen.
That's right.
Just the fun of the Sunday League. 0-2 here to Logan Prock. Scott Wilson trying to perhaps earn himself some future opportunities for Moon City, who is also got the bullpen active again. I just saw King Owens go running out there. So I think business is going to pick up for the Mavericks, and they may try to set up a relay to go the rest of the way through this one.
Looks like it.
Showmen do have Calvin Dreyer getting loose. Prock grounds this one left side. Welsh throws to second. They get one, and they turn 2. Tyler Collison flipped the hips and made the throw. It's a 5-4-3 double play.
Really great turn right there. I feel like off the bat that was kind of a slower rolling ball than I anticipated that it was going to be, and so it took some oomph to get it around the horn.
Yeah, Collison had to flip the hips, but Brady Welsh did a nice job getting his throw from third in a spot where Collison could concentrate on the lower body.
Yeah, really an important play too ahead of Carlson. Clear the bases.
Jacob Carlson's 2 for 2 with a pair of doubles and a run batted in today. So 6 for 13. Great stuff. Swing and a chopper to third. Welsh fires across. They get Carlson for the out, and actually I owe Jacob Carlson one. That double he had for the RBI in the third was actually the 51st hit of his GRBL career. So he had number 50 in the first and number 51 in the third. So big congratulations to Jacob Carlson, becoming just the 5th player in 8 years of grip and rip baseball to get 50+ hits for his career.
That's awesome. You love to see it.
So Jacob Carlson broke in 2018 and has been an absolute maniac ever since. So big congratulations to him. Branson Showmen lead 4-0 over the Moon City Mavericks. We're back with more right after this.
Redline Athletics is the Ozarks' #1 youth sports performance training center. Redline uses the latest in technology, equipment, and techniques to help kids ages 8 to 18 prepare for competition in all sports, with our #1 goal to make them a better athlete first. Redline Athletics now offers team training. Bring your full squad in for workouts with our professional staff and boost their speed, strength, agility, and skills. Train like a pro at Redline Athletics, located in Southeast Springfield, just off James River Freeway in South Glenstone.
You know the meaning of dedication. The early mornings and the late nights spent pursuing your dream. The commitment and passion to turn those dreams into reality. That spirit of dedication is why Central Bank is always there, working behind the scenes, helping you navigate those twists and turns in your journey with solutions that are tailored to meet your business needs. Central Bank. We do business better.
Big day all around for the Branson Showmen so far. 4-0, they lead it over Moon City. Tyler Abma, to the surprise of absolutely no one, has gone out to work this bottom of the 5th. It'll be the last inning he is eligible to pitch in this game.
I think Moon City might be happy about that.
I think, yes. Mavericks are absolutely biding their time. Mavericks have King Owens up. Showman had Calvin Dreyer up. However, he's playing third base for this inning, so I suspect we will see Calvin come on to pitch at least the 6th, if not more. But first things first, Jamar Avery Hart, Andy Galley, or check that, it will not be Andy Galley, it'll be Scott Wilson and Evan Barnett are going to have to contend with the red-hot Tyler Abma. Avery Hart squared for a bunt, pulled it back, and it's a strike thrown, bottom line.
Good idea.
Yeah, sometimes you can catch, you know, when a guy's cruising, that little bunt single can be effective. Avery Hart lifts this one way up, my goodness. Into center field it goes, but Jacob Carlson, the newest member of the 50 Hit Club, is there to track it and make the catch.
We've got a couple center fielders playing in this game that are just not really the greatest people to hit the ball to. Some of the league's best.
Scott Wilson stands in the left-handed batter's box for City. And he's been swinging a good bat thus far. 3 for 7. He shows bunt, and yeah, we've seen him bunt for a single just like that.
Yeah, safe.
Oh my goodness. He's safe. David Rodriguez tried to sell it, but my gosh, that ball just died. It took one bounce, two, and then it was just like it hit an invisible fence.
Yeah. Well, I was thinking as Jamar Avery Hart attempted that first pitch, well, sort of attempted the first, showed the first pitch bunt attempt.
Yeah, he acted like he wanted to bunt.
Yeah, that it might be a good idea with as many fastballs as Abma's throwing. I mean, you can rely on it being straight. So Scott picked up on that, got himself a nice little one-bagger.
4th hit of the day for the Mavericks. So Scott Wilson, 4 for 8, hitting .500. 2 of his hits are by way of the bunt single. So that's what speed do, kids. Learn to run fast.
Any way you can get it done.
This is Jacob McDaniel, actually, not Evan Barnett. It's 1-1. 1 down. Showman looking a little more alive on the corners of the infield here. Dreyer and Rodriguez. McDaniel hit the breaking pitch. That is way up. Carlson calls off his buddy Logan Prock and makes the catch for the out. So 2 down, back to the, well, nope, this is a pinch hitter. This is Ryan Burks in the stead of Tyler Collison. So Ryan Burks, the electrical lineman from Fair Grove, Missouri. 1 for 7 for the campaign, missed last week's game. He was deployed out to restore power to some folks in Ohio who got hit by a pretty severe thunderstorm.
Oh, wow. Well, I guess as far as excuses go,
That's pretty good.
that one will do.
Heroic efforts in the wake of a disaster. Yeah, I can get behind that.
Yeah.
Steer right there makes the count 1-1. It's a rewarding career for sure. You just have to be ready to get out in some foul weather and occasionally at an inopportune moment. You can't just say, hey, nature, I've got a baseball game to play. Burks, my goodness, screamed one into his own club's dugout, I think.
I think it got right above it.
Oh my gosh, yeah, that did go into the stands. Good thing nobody was out that far. Whew.
Right above it, but I think I saw Michael Barnes show some concern for his noggin for a split second.
The 1-2. Burks reaches out and pokes it. That's going to drop. Base hit for Ryan Burks. Wilson is going to go first to third, as he should have.
Yeah, little stutter step around second, but I think he picked up Dan England, who said, "No, get here, get here."
That's one of those where you think, "Oh please, no," and then you get the come on. He says, "Don't you understand? I didn't really want to go first to third there."
Yeah, but Dan England's thinking, "Hey, I need anything that you can give me right now. Down 4-0. It's important to get somebody over there."
Well, here's Nick Hooper, 2 for 2 today. Opportunity knocking for the Mavericks with 2 down. Runners on the corners. Jared Fox lost the baseball momentarily, but was able to smother it.
Really the first time we're seeing Abma here under any sort of pressure.
Well, he's had base runners today, but nothing really tense until now. The 1-0 to Hooper. Breaking pitch, swung on and missed. Long sign exchange there, catcher to pitcher. Not sure what that was about, but the 1-1, Hooper fought it off foul. That ball was almost by him, and he just kind of reached out and touched it foul. It's Nicholas Hooper crowds right in there. Those distinctive blue shoes. Trying to make the strike zone small. Abma from the belt. Fastball down. Fox. Again, maybe a little lucky there, but he did well to keep it in front of him. Runner on third.
Yeah, really a pressurized moment for both pitcher and catcher right now. And you can just feel how the game has really slowed down now for maybe the first time since we started.
2-2. Abma's pitch. Swung on. Did he?
Woo.
No.
I don't know if maybe you would have gotten the same call had that umpire been on the first baseline versus out in the midfield.
Tyler Abma was almost to the foul line, about to walk to his dugout before he was summoned back.
Well, this league represents second chances. Let's see what we can do here.
3-2. Payoff pitch. Abma deals. He walked him.
Wow.
Nicholas Hooper.
Good at bat.
With one last gasp.
Good at bat.
Gets
and really
his way on.
Tough pitch to take there for ball 4, too.
So that juices the bases for Joe Emery. Joey franchise.
What were we talking about a minute ago? Pressure?
It's on, my friend. It is on. 4-0 game. At least a chance for the Mavericks to cut the lead here. Emery looks at a ball on the outer half. Showmen showing no signs of anybody but Abma here in the 5th. Swing and a foul ball back.
We talked about analytics on the side of Moon City and just not wanting to have a pitcher out there seeing batters too many times. You have to wonder if maybe things are catching up to Abma just a little bit here.
Mavs have finally caught him. perhaps. The 1-1 is a breaking pitch. Well, Joe Emery wasn't catching that. 1-2 now. So if you're Abma, you serve up another breaking pitch, or do you go to the gas? And with 1-2, you can afford to waste one. That was the fastball. He gone. Tyler Abma peeled himself up after getting touched a little bit. Responds with strikeout number 10. So his day is done. 5 scoreless innings. One of the more dominant pitching performances we have seen all season.
What an outing.
Showmen 4, Mavericks nothing, but it's going to be a different ball game when we come back. The 6th inning is right after this.
Acme Towing Company. That's too far away. Let Henry's do it.
Nah, we're ready to close.
Let Henry's do it.
Henry's is ready to take your call right now. From compacts to semis, Henry is here to help 24/7. Save yourself the hassle and make us your first call. Henry's gets there fast, offering multiple locations to serve the Ozarks. When you're stuck on the side of the road, make the right call. Let Henry do it.
You know the meaning of dedication. The early mornings and the late nights spent pursuing your dream. The commitment and passion to turn those dreams into reality. That spirit of dedication is why Central Bank is always there, working behind the scenes, helping you navigate those twists and turns in your journey with solutions that are tailored to meet your business needs. Central Bank. We do business better.
I thought we might see King Owens, but he is going to remain confined to the Mavericks bullpen for the moment, and Moon City will stick with Scott Wilson. So what this does, by sending Wilson on for the 6th, Nick, the Mavericks could in theory use King Owens the rest of the way, you know, if he gets everything going. We'll see what they do, but more importantly, no matter what the Mavericks do, they've got to limit any further damage from Branson, and then they've got to find their bats against whoever comes in from the bullpen. Probably going to be Calvin Dreyer, at least for the 6th, for the Showmen. But it's going to be a brand new ball game, and that's the fun of the innings limits here in the GRBL. It sort of makes a game within the game sometimes.
Yeah, I think that if you're Moon City, you're happy with where this game's at, because it didn't get quite far enough away from you through those first 5 innings to where you know, you're looking up at a really high peak in terms of something that you have to mount. So 4 runs is nothing, and as you said, it can be a whole new ball game once you start getting into the relief innings. And I think for Dan England too, we talked a little bit about how it was a curious move removing Galley last inning, but you know, maybe he's laughing at us now because this is all working out according to plan, or could, with Scott Wilson here coming out for the 2nd inning.
So that would be the plan, to at least ask for 3 more outs out of Scott Wilson, and he has gone, you know, longer sometimes in his career. He's not done it for Moon City this season, but could be capable of throwing the 6th and the 7th if things are going well enough. Here's Jared Fox for Branson. It'll be Fox, Rodriguez, and Abma. First pitch from Wilson goes right through the wickets. That's Jacob McDaniel. So the battery has changed for Moon City. That's pretty normal. Moon City's been doing a fairly even split between Barnett and McDaniel as this season has unfolded.
It's a nice place to be. I think you've got 2 really great catchers on the squad. You've got other teams out there that would love for that sort of thing. What was Chris Meza telling you post-game after the first game?
He was in some pain. Yeah. Jared Fox kind of short-armed his swing, lifted one in the air to center field, where Joe Emery is there to make the catch and the out for City. Nice idea for Foxy, kind of taking what was given, but as I said, Scott Wilson doesn't throw anything straight, and that ball just ran a little more in, I think, than Jared Fox was anticipating at the last second.
Yeah.
So David Rodriguez 0 for 2.
A lefty-lefty matchup here.
Caracas, Venezuela. Looked at a Steerike that time.
Yeah, even that was just about the straightest thing that you're going to see from Scott Wilson, and it floated in.
Ooh, Wilson dialed up the velocity a touch there. That was a two-seamer. If you're a lefty, you're just not used to seeing that pitch a lot.
No, and a lot of similarities even there between those first two pitches, but the second one with the cutter just kind of ran in on you.
0-2. Rodriguez reaches out and pokes this one. Welsh into foul territory. He's going to make the grab. Tough one for David there, but Wilson did well to make him reach out and lift it, it must be said. So here is Abma. He's popped out to second base and flown out to right. His next one might be over the wall. We'll see. Tyler Abma, first team All-Stater at Miller High School. But in college was predominantly a pitcher. He was usually DH'd for at Drury University.
So he's got something to prove.
I think so.
That's right.
And it's maybe hard to believe, but I couldn't find any stats from the league he was playing in Sandy, Utah. Although I'm sure he did a whale of a job.
Yeah, probably.
Swing and a chopper. Oh,
nice
good
pick.
dig from Brady Welsh. And a little, oh, what, me?
Yeah.
Welsh getting it done for City. A 1-2-3 inning for Scotty Wilson. And so there may be something to the tricky lefty from Miller, Missouri, Scott Wilson. Mavericks will try to crawl back. They trail 4-0. Back right after this.
I'm Nicole Cartmel with the Bank of Missouri. Whether you're looking to pay bills or make a big purchase, sometimes you need cash quickly to take that next step. A consumer loan might be a perfect option to help you live well, bank well. Sonia McClendon, one of our branch managers, is here to explain.
Thank you, Nicole. We provide personal consumer loans for almost any purpose, from building your credit to financing that new car. We offer competitive rates, and decisions are made locally so we can get you the money that you need quickly. But what makes our consumer loans unique is that personal touch. For example, I recently worked with a customer to secure a loan for a horse trailer. He could have went elsewhere, but he chose to work with his bank because of that personal relationship that we've built with him. Being able to work with your personal banker that you know and trust makes a big difference.
That's right, because we work with our customers to help them live well, bank well. Get started at bankofmissouri.com.
Some maneuvering afoot for the Branson Showmen. First off, it's a Henry's towing pitching change. Right-hander Calvin Dreyer, Buffalo, Missouri's own, is on the mound for the Purple Gang. They lead Moon City 4-0. Elsewhere on the infield, Tyler Abma has gone from the pitcher's mound to third base, so just a straight-up swap between him and Calvin Dreyer. And then Coulter Rance has come off the bench to play second base on for Matt Spangler. And other than that, Showmen are as they started the game. Still Jared Fox behind the plate, David Rodriguez at first, Carter Rennie at shortstop, and the outfield left to right, Logan Prock, Jacob Carlson, and Brady Dean. That's a good outfield in a league that's full of good outfields. Those three are a pretty good combination that can cover a lot of ground.
Yeah, you like where you're at if you're Branson right now. I mean, we talked about Moon City keeping the game relatively close from their perspective, but if you're Branson, you like your cushion just enough, especially with the defense behind you.
So 4-0 the advantage for Branson, facing a meaty part of the order. Harrison Broadstreet just ripped his 9th hit of the season down the left field line. He's thinking about some extra bases. He'll get one anyway. It's a double to get the Mavericks started here in the 6th.
First pitch swinging. You think they were happy to see Abma out of the game?
I think, yes, Moon City's got to be salivating, and it's nothing against Calvin Dreyer. It's just more like, finally, Tyler Abma has to do something else besides pitch to us.
Well, you wonder if maybe Moon City's excited just to see a different look and a different arm slot. You've got a little bit more of a short arm look where you can see that ball maybe just a little bit easier than what you've been seeing it through the first portion of this game.
Brady Welsh looked at a slider for a strike. Calvin Dreyer then went to the high change, and Welsh swung on and fouled it back. So Calvin Dreyer, kind of small sample size. He has pitched exactly 1 inning so far in 2023. It was a shutout inning, no hits, 1 strikeout.
There you go.
Really the most he has been used as a pitcher in this league was 2020. That was his first year. He was with the Nixa Suckers that year through 3 1/3. And the ERA was just below 9 that year. 3 earned runs on 9 hits, 3 strikeouts, 2 walks. But Calvin's a good control pitcher. And, you know, going into tryouts, I talked to him a little bit about, you know, having the chance maybe to grow his role. He said, man, I'd like to just be used as a mop-up guy sometime when we're maybe up 14-0. And you know, when I saw the roster that Cole Rourke had assembled, I said, I think you're going to get a chance to pitch in some bigger situations than you're giving yourself credit for.
Yeah. Yeah, missing the 1 in front of the 4 here today for the runs column, but, you know, vote of confidence here coming in to follow up Abma.
2-2. Swinging a grounder, left side, Carter Rennie up with it, and then no play at third for Rennie, no play at first either. Just had way too much momentum going the other way. So he's going to hold it, and time is called. That's an infield single for Brady Welsh. Back-to-back hits for the Mavericks.
Yeah, so far you can kind of see the byproduct of the difference in velocity, too, for these two pitchers. A couple hits for Moon City, but both have been pulled pretty far over to that left side. So hitters kind of getting out in front of themselves.
Michael Barnes watches one that goes off the shin pad for Fox. Throw to Dreyer was in time, and yes, Broadstreet is out at the plate. Dreyer then zips it to third. Tyler Abma kind of had to play some defense there. So Welsh motors up to third base, but all importantly, the old 2-1 putout keeps a run off the board. We remain 4-0, Branson in front.
Yeah, you like that aggression there from Broadstreet, but I think that ball just caromed off the backstop just a little bit too much.
Barnes grounds one left side. Abma up with it. His throw to Rodriguez in time, and no real chance for Brady Welsh to think about advancing. So the situation suddenly much more manageable for Calvin Dreyer. 2 outs go up on the board, and Lance Kennedy steps in. Looked at ball 1.
Well, if you're the Mavericks, you'd really like to see one come in at least this inning, especially having 2 runners on third here.
You don't have to make up all 4, but stranding a man in scoring position can certainly be a demoralizing experience. Lance Kennedy has worked ahead 2-0.
Nice pitch there.
Yeah, Calvin wanted a call and did not get it. 3-0. Been really impressed with Kennedy's vision and idea for the zone. Yeah, that one didn't have a chance. Cement mixer high. For a guy who's been playing a lot of slow pitch, he's really not swung at a lot of terrible stuff throughout his time thus far in the grip and rip. So here's Avery Hart, 0 for 2, flew out to center field last time. There's a bouncer. Nice block from Jared Fox. Kennedy did the old slip and slide, and is going to advance and take second base.
Smart move there. You got really nothing to lose on the base paths because you know they're not going to take a chance at letting that runner from third score on an errant throw up to second.
1-0 pitch to Avery Hart. He
That'll do
turned
it.
on it. Great piece from Jamar Avery Hart. He's thinking about extras. Moon City's going to send 2. It's a 2 RBI double for Jamar Avery Hart, and the
Here we go.
Indiana kid breaks out of the slump with a great piece of hitting down the left field line. And just like that, it is a 4-2 baseball game.
Well, we anticipated things might get a little bit more interesting offensively for Moon City.
Scott Wilson, dare he lay down another bunt here, perhaps? 2 outs? Probably not. Nope, he's going to swing and ground this one right side. Coulter Rance up with it, clutches once and gets the throw to David Rodriguez. In time, little flashiness there on Coulter's first ground ball. Pumped it once into the mitt and then found Rodriguez, just giving David time to get to the bag. So the Mavericks do strike. Jamar Avery Hart gets them on the board, but it is 4-2. Showmen out in front. Nick and I are back right after this.
I'm Nicole Cartmel with the Bank of Missouri. Whether you're looking to pay bills or make a big purchase, sometimes you need cash quickly to take that next step. A consumer loan might be a perfect option to help you live well, bank well. Sonia McClendon, one of our branch managers, is here to explain.
Thank you, Nicole. We provide personal consumer loans for almost any purpose, from building your credit to financing that new car. We offer competitive rates, and decisions are made locally so we can get you the money that you need quickly. But what makes our consumer loans unique is that personal touch. For example, I recently worked with a customer to secure a loan for a horse trailer. He could have went elsewhere, but he chose to work with his bank because of that personal relationship that we've built with him. Being able to work with your personal banker that you know and trust makes a big difference.
That's right, because we work with our customers to help them live well, bank well. Get started at bankofmissouri.com.
Well, I knew this could be possible. I definitely didn't have it on the bingo card that Scott Wilson was going to get 3 innings of work on the pitcher's mound today, but here he is for City. Just saw his teammates scratch a couple of runs across. 4-2 is our score as we head into inning number 7. It's Scott Wilson on the hill for the Moon City Mavericks, who trail. Showman will send up Calvin Dreyer, Coulter Rance, and then it's John McGreevy's place in the order. Or check that, this is Kurt Brand pinch hitting. We've got all sorts of stuff going on here. All right. So Kurt Brand off to a pretty good start. Oldest player in the GRBL this year at 57. 1 for 4, and the one, Nick Bacon, was off of Clayton Murphy, the 2-time MVP award winner. Kurt's also walked 3 times, and he's ahead here in the count 2-0. Swings and fouls this one off. Quality at bats each time out of Brand.
Yeah, that's got to build some confidence to get your knockoff Clay Murphy. I feel like that should count for 3 or 4
I mean,
hits.
yeah, that's worth that's a season's worth of highlights for a lot of ball players. Whoa. Well, I was just about to say, you know, Kurt Brand has got some of the most powerful hands I think I've ever seen in this league, and that's
Quick
not
to the ball.
That is not hyperbole. When he gets a hold of it, that thing tends to go. He's even in the count here, 2-2. Oh, chased on the breaking pitch. Jake McDaniel up with the dropped 3rd strike, and so that gets Kurt. But not a bad look at all, and it will bring up Coulter Rance and then Brady Dean. So yeah, Cole Rourke emptying the dugout a little bit here in the 7th. I like it. We're just talking. Coulter Rance made a nice play at second base to end the 6th. He's the lead pastor at Calvary Baptist Church in Nixa, Missouri. He was ordained in 2012. Has a doctorate from Lindenwood University. So he also helped us raise our academic standing.
There you go. Yeah.
We certainly need to do that here in the GRBL. 1-0 pitch. That's a looker for a strike.
Yeah, Scott just doing a great job these last 3 innings of just never keeping something consistent, changing location just about every pitch.
There's a breaker in for Stierreich. We'll see if they go back out.
Yeah, I think so. First pitch missed pretty far outside, then he came about right down the middle. That one's in a little bit, and now we'll just go back to the top maybe.
The 1-2.
Yep.
Went to the curve, yep, but nice job Coulter keeping the bat on the shoulder there. Sometimes when you're in that protect mode. Ooh, Wilson ran it down. Coulter Rance down on strikes. That's back-to-back Ks for Scott Wilson. They should leave him in games more often. He's getting sharper as this goes.
Yeah.
So here is Brady Dean hitting in John McGreevy's spot, and this McGreevy started the game as the DH, so I kind of thought we might see this exact move at some point in the game. Woo, Dean got fooled on the change there. Yeah, Brady knows that was not it. Walks out and said something to Josh Reno in the on-deck circle. Now he's back in. Wilson tried to run upstairs. Problem is that was about eye level for Brady Dean. He walked 10 times in 10 games a season ago with Branson. Wilson misses in. This is just what Dean does. I don't know what it is about his approach, but pitchers just have a hard time finding the zone on him. The 2-1 is swung on and lifted. Oh, goodness. Kennedy had a chance. Stuck the arm out there and tried the basket catch, did the Mavericks first baseman. Just beyond his reach. Yeah, Brady Dean, get this, he hit .298 for Branson last year. That's pretty good, right? But the on-base percentage was .625, aided by 10 walks, and he got plunked a couple of times.
Yeah.
Just intense.
Well, you know, he's an imposing force in the batter's box, so maybe...
Well, not very tall. I know that's part of it, but...
Oh!
And yeah, he just...
Almost on cue.
He gets in there, and then pitchers do things like that, or they just take out his shins. Just like any modicum of control goes away when Brady Dean steps in. He's a switch hitter as well, so we don't often see him actually hit from the right-handed batter's box, but he's doing it here. 3-2 payoff. Ran him out, and that is a vintage Brady Dean at-bat.
Yep. As he takes the elbow and shin guards off, maybe a testament to those hit-by pitches.
I was going to say, if your on-base percentage was .625 and you have a tendency to get nailed, you'd probably guard yourself a little better too. Here's Reno. Where's the elbow guard? Or the upper arm, I don't know, I guess you call that the elbow guard. Ooh, little change-up. Reno got aggressive and flared it, and Brady Welsh had to run in and do a little basket work, but he makes the catch and the out. So that is 3 scoreless innings by the left-hander Scott Wilson, pitching absolute gems for the Moon City Mavericks. It is stretch time with the Branson Showmen leading 4-2, and here in the Grip and Rip Baseball League, the 7th inning stretch is brought to you by Sumit's Hot Yoga. At Sumit's Hot Yoga, you are going to feel awesome.
I need a change. My workouts are too boring.
Oh, I've got an amazing workout for you. Hot yoga. I've lost weight and I'm more flexible.
Try our community classes for only $8.
Sumit's Hot Yoga. You are going to feel awesome.
Acme Towing Company. That's too far away. Let Henry's do it.
Nah, we're ready to close.
Let Henry's do it.
Henry's is ready to take your call right now. From compacts to semis, Henry is here to help 24/7. Save yourself the hassle and make us your first call. Henry's gets there fast, offering multiple locations to serve the Ozarks. When you're stuck on the side of the road, make the right call. Let Henry do it.
Branson Showmen are going to stick with Calvin Dreyer here in the bottom of the 7th. He is on the hill, and he and the Purple Gang lead the Moon City Mavericks 4-2 following that Sumit's Hot Yoga 7th inning stretch. It'll be Jacob McDaniel, followed by Ryan Burks and Nicholas Hooper this inning for the Space Cowboys. Jake McDaniel sat back on the curve. Nice idea, but he sent it right out to Logan Prock in left field. And Logan Prock is just too good of an outfielder not to make that play.
Yeah, I mean, you hinted at it earlier, this great outfield for the Branson Showmen, so you just, hard to find any holes out there. Although we are getting to that point in the day where the sun's going to start coming down and making that left fielder spot a little bit more miserable.
It's going to get into the guy's eyes a little bit. But Logan Prock is just, I feel like I have to say this at least once a year, just in my mind, one of the most underrated, steady veterans in this league.
Yeah, great teammate, too.
Absolutely. The GGR, the good guy rating.
That's right.
that intangible stat is way up there for Logan. So Ryan Burks has worked himself into a 1-1 against Dreyer, who's now attacking from the first base side of that pitching rubber. Missing down. Calvin's kind of gone to a little bit of a full wind, trying to figure out his motion to pick out his tendencies. It's tough to do. I feel like he rushes it a little bit, maybe.
Yeah, this is a completely different look from what we saw.
3-1. Yeah, that was just an overthrown fastball, and he knew it the second he let go. Dreyer spins around in frustration as he walked Ryan Burks.
Not a great idea, especially for a hungry Mavericks team.
Well, Nicholas Hooper has reached successfully with all 3 of his plate appearances today. He's 2 for 2 with 2 singles and a walk. Looked at a Steerike there. So Hooper 6 for 15 for the campaign. Been a pretty nice rookie season, to say the least. Hitting 400 going into this at bat.
Funky little pitch right there. I assume maybe a changeup, but it almost looked like it just had no spin at all, like he was trying to throw a little knuckle curve or something.
Dreyer, that was the same thing again, and I think that is a knuckler.
Yeah.
You have a good eye, my man.
A little bit more spin on that one, but the one prior just was real funky. Floated in up there.
So here's the 1-2. Well, that one was spinning. That was a fastball upstairs, and Hooper couldn't lay off. Pretty cerebral approach from Calvin Dreyer there.
Smart pitching.
So that is the second out. It's going to bring up Joey Franchise.
Here's a guy that is hungry for a hit.
Hungry and, dare I say, a little bit due. Yeah, Dreyer threw that knuckle curve. What are we going to call that thing?
I don't know.
I'm going to have to get some more intel on that. It was high and tight, whatever it was. Joe Emery not fooled. 1-0. Fox down in the fly to block that one. Mavericks have out-hit the Showmen 7-2 today and trail by a couple of runs. Emery absolutely turned on that one. It is skied. Could be trouble. No, Logan Prock cannot hang on. It's down for a hit. Rennie out to get it. He will hold on, and the Mavericks will hold the runner at third. That's Burks. Yeah. So all that ends up being a double for Joe Emery. It'll had the Texas leaguer had some tail to it at the end. Just enough so that Logan Prock could not make the play at the line.
Yeah, kind of a perfect storm of a fly ball there. Just a little bit of a poke. Logan playing back and over just a little bit, so he had to come a long way to try and get that ball. Plus, What were we just talking about? The clouds have parted. You can really see the sun kind of beating down in left field right now, so probably just a tough ball to see all the way around.
Tremendous opportunity for Moon City, and that is exactly why there's a conference on the mound with the whole infield coming in for it. Harrison Broadstreet is batting. He is 9 for 16 on the season.
You think about putting him on here? Base open.
I might do that. I mean, it doesn't exactly get easier with Brady Welsh behind him. And this may be Cole Rourke just saying to Dreyer, what do you want to do? And no, they're going to make a pitching change. Jacob Carlson just ran in from center field to get a new glove. Dreyer has gone to third. And so this is going to be a Henry's towing pitching change for the Branson Showmen. Jacob Carlson has been called on to get loose and throw. So we'll sort out what other moving parts come of this move. Should be Dreyer to third, and then I think we'll see Abma go to left. Proc will shift over to center. Or is it going to be Dreyer to short? I don't know. No, it shouldn't be Dreyer to short. I wouldn't move Rennie. Nevertheless, let's tell you about Jacob Carlson's pitching numbers while the Branson Showmen try to figure out what they're going to do. So Carlson was used as a pitcher quite a bit. His rookie year was not his rookie year, his first year in the Town Ball era was with Republic, where he pitched 19 innings that year. But so far with Branson here in 2023, he has pitched 2 innings, allowed 1 earned run on 4 hits, struck out 2, has not walked a batter. And kind of had a long layover, didn't pitch at all really in 2021 or 2022. But he was in this role, this middle relief, kind of come on in case of emergency, break glass, send Carlson kind of role for the Republic Locos a couple of years back. And he actually pitched a fair bit both in 2018 and 2019, his first 2 years in the league.
I think you kind of forget about that just because of his offensive prowess.
Yeah,
but,
he was with the Naturals playing for Courtney Spitz. That's
right.
Sort of prior to the Town Ball era.
What a player, though. I mean, you talk about
Absolutely.
offensive prowess. You talk about how he mans center field. Now to be able
Jacob
to come
Carlson's an athlete. I mean,
He
I remember
is.
him in high school at Nixa. He was like any good ball player. Played middle infield and pitched. He really didn't go to the outfield until he was a college player. And now he's going to have to take off that right throwing sleeve because it's white in color. Hey, heads up stuff from Donald Price in the field there. So with a bare right arm, Jacob Carlson will pitch with runners on second and third. But like I said, an athlete. He was also a pretty good high school football quarterback for the Nixa Eagles in his day.
I believe it.
And was a dual threat, a scrambler and a thrower. 0-1 to Street, swung and missed, and throws a little harder than Calvin Dreyer does. And
Yeah, I think
again,
that's a
different
reason
arm
for your
slot.
move. Yeah, reason for your move, bringing the power here, needing 1 out. You're definitely looking after that strikeout.
0-2. Woo! That had velocity. Ball might have gone all the way into Springfield had Jared Fox not been there to stab it.
Jared Fox may be the most uncomfortable person or anxious person on the field right now, for sure.
Well, woo.
Calm, cool, and collected.
Down on strikes. Jacob Carlson punches out Harrison Broadstreet in a big-time moment. The 7th inning is over, and the Branson Showmen maintain the lead. That is some ice water stuff from Jacob Carlson. So 4-2 is the score. Branson in front of Moon City. Will play the 8th when we come back.
Acme Towing Company. That's too far away. Let Henry's do it.
Nah, we're ready to close.
Let Henry's do it.
Henry's is ready to take your call right now. From compacts to semis, Henry is here to help 24/7. Save yourself the hassle and make us your first call. Henry's gets there fast, offering multiple locations to serve the Ozarks. When you're stuck on the side of the road, make the right call. Let Henry do it.
You know the meaning of dedication. The early mornings and the late nights spent pursuing your dream. The commitment and passion to turn those dreams into reality. That spirit of dedication is why Central Bank is always there, working behind the scenes, helping you navigate those twists and turns in your journey with solutions that are tailored to meet your business needs. Central Bank, We do business better.
It's a Henry's towing pitching change for the Moon City Mavericks. His Royal Highness King Owens coming on, trying to keep the deficit at 2. And King Owens did not have the best of things, to put it mildly, in 2022 with the Ozark Mountain Ducks. Had what you call the high ERA. There were 2 numerals before the decimal, and we'll just leave it at that. His career ERA at the end of 2022 was 4.49 across 106 and a third innings. So far in 2023, he's allowed 4 earned runs on 8 hits in 5 1/3 innings worked. He's struck out 3 and walked 3. And in his last outing, gave up 3 earned runs on 4 hits in 2 1/3. You know, King has really struggled with injuries, Nick, over the last couple of years. You know, first it was some arm issues. Last year it was more lower body stuff. And when you're a pitcher, in King's case, it was his left ankle. You know, that's the one he lands on when he goes down the hill. And so if you're in pain with every step, it's going to affect everything the rest of your body does.
Yeah, I think so. And really just, I mean, that's something that I think is easy to overlook just about this league in general. And the guys that are participating in this league, it's not an everyday job. It's not something they're doing every single night. And for a lot of people, I mean, you come out here and you run around and you throw things and you dive and we forget how old we are sometimes.
Here's a chopper to the shortstop. Broadstreet gets the speedy Rennie. No, he does not. The throw got away from Lance Kennedy, the first baseman for City. So Carter Rennie is going to reach on what is chalked up as an E6 on the board. Sure, Carter would have liked to have the hit, but official scorer not buying it, and I think that's a good decision. Now time is called. Why is Cole Rourke wanting time?
So I think that ball, when it was thrown, I wonder if there's a question about whether it ended up in the dugout and pop. Because when
He's
I
wanting
saw
second base.
Yeah, I feel like that throw went into the dugout, must have bounced off something and came back into play.
It definitely came out hot.
I think it was immediately the first thing that Carter started asking too, and you see him pointing over there, because I think it almost hit down into that that camera well and just bounced right back out.
Now the umpires are going to talk it over. This is a good duo here, Donald Price and Chris Hatfield.
Tough look though for either of them, I think, in terms of.
And it, I mean, it happened so fast.
It did.
You don't want to award an extra base on a maybe.
Yeah.
So they're going to keep Carter Rennie where he is. So if it didn't go into the dugout, it could have hit. There's kind of a little concrete ledge there. I think that's what has been determined. Nonetheless, Carter Rennie reaches on an error. He is awarded first base.
Wouldn't be surprised if he tries to just take second himself now.
Yeah, he may just go out there and get it. Logan Prock bats. Logan today 0 for 2 with a walk. Grounded out to third last time. There's a pick attempt from Owens. Yeah, he'd like to wipe Carter Rennie off the map with a pickoff attempt.
Thinking the same thing here too.
There's another pick. And yeah, this is not like the bigs where Owens must pitch here. He can try a third. Instead, he's going to go home. That is sprayed right side to Kennedy, and credit Carter Rennie. He almost did a bad thing, but was able to dive back just in time.
Yeah, that was, man, tough spot for him to be in, just because there was so little time to react. So getting back to the bag there was a tough assignment, but he did well.
So Logan Prock is retired, brings up Jacob Carlson for the Showmen with 1 out. He's 2 for 3 today, got the 50th and 51st hits of his GRBL career. And pitched a big strikeout there in the 7th inning. It's a Jacob Carlson kind of day. Nothing in one. That's high. King Owens works with a little more pace, too. I've talked to him about this. He said, well, Rance, you and I are the same age, so as you know, I'm probably not going to generate enough velocity to just overpower guys, but what I can do is disrupt their timing. Jacob Carlson was not fooled. That is absolutely skied.
Yikes.
Into left. Nick Hooper settled and made the catch. Rennie tagged up, and yeah, you're not going to do that against Nick Hooper, young fella. Down he goes. The old 7-4 put out, double play, just like you practice. Carter Rennie is going to sit and think about that one for a while, but Hooper did well, taking what was given, it's got to be said. Rennie will walk that off. We will go to the bottom of the 8th. 4-2. Showmen in front. Back right after this.
Acme Towing Company. That's too far away. Let Henry's do it.
Nah, we're ready to close.
Let Henry's do it.
Henry's is ready to take your call right now. From compacts to semis, Henry is here to help 24/7. Save yourself the hassle and make us your first call. Henry's gets there fast, offering multiple locations to serve the Ozarks. When you're stuck on the side of the road, make the right call. Let Henry do it.
Do you ever wake up and feel like you're already out of energy?
I haven't felt that way since I started doing yoga.
You do yoga?
Every morning. Best change I've ever made.
Try our community classes for only $8.
Sumit's hot yoga. You are going to feel awesome.
So the Showmen are going to stay with Jacob Carlson on the mound, and I guess...
Why not?
And yeah, he's doing everything else today. Why not let the kid eat? So Jacob Carlson on for the bottom of the 8th for Branson. They're going to stick with Tyler Abma at third, still Rennie at shortstop. Matt Spangler has gone back out for second base, so he's re-entered. David Rodriguez camping out at first. He's been there all day with Jared Fox behind the dish. Josh Reno is now in left field. Logan Prox in center, and that's Brady Dean still in right. So that's why it helps you to have 4 outfielders. Situations like this, where you're going to bring in the center fielder to come in and gas it up a little bit. He will face a pretty formidable part of the order. Brady Welsh, Michael Barnes, and Lance Kennedy for the Mavericks.
Yeah, really pivotal inning here for the Mavericks, and you like the idea of sending Carlson back out there, but I don't know. If I'm the Mavericks, I also kind of like it too, because Carlson does throw straight. So.
He is hittable. There is that. And I think if you're the Mavericks, you don't have to get them both here, but you would like to get one, at least make it a one-run game before the 8th is done. Brady Welsh is in a 1-1 count. I think we'll see the Mavericks take at least until Carlson throws a strike with each plate appearance. 2-1 breaking ball is a strike. That evens the count. 2-2.
This has just been the game of quick working pitchers.
Brady Welsh got under that, is lifted into right, tailing, but caught. Brady Dean had to make a couple more strides. I think he was not counting on at the end there, but it goes down as a catch in the books. Bring up Michael Barnes for City. 1 for 3 today with a triple. Well, make that 2 for 4 with a triple and a single out into right field. Well, what do I know? I thought we would see the Mavericks take. Michael Barnes jumps on the first offering and sends it the opposite way. I remember Michael, I remembered Michael a lot from watching him pitch. So when he came out and tried out, I was a little surprised after he threw his bullpen that he went and picked up a bat and said, "Oh man, I'm really looking forward to swinging it." And I thought, okay, but Mikey B is a hitter.
Yeah.
7 in 4 games now, after getting 9 a season ago. So he is on pace to put himself into some new territory in the stats columns. 2-0 to Kennedy. Carlson looks back over his shoulder at Barnes and then serves up a fastball. Logan Prock back to get that one in center field and makes the grab.
Well, you don't love the idea of having to take Jacob Carlson out of center field, but when you can just shift Logan Prock over there,
that's not bad.
That's not bad at all. And that ball was hit on the nose. That was a good stroke, but
well, Logan got a good read.
He did.
Logan may not be the speedster that some of the center fielders in this league are, but he got a nice read and a good jump. Did what outfielders are supposed to do. Jamar Averyhart was thinking big with that swing. After a 2 RBI double back in the 6th. Jamar's intentions are big. This is popped. Jared Fox back to the net, and he will make the catch. That is a big, big out for the Branson Showmen as they send the Mavericks down empty-handed. Barnes got a hit, but no runs to show for it. 4-2 is the score. Showmen leading the Mavericks heading in to the final frame. We will bring it to you right after this.
Support local, give local. We hear it all the time, and when it comes to blood donation, there's an easy way to make sure your gift is being used in your community. Donors with Community Blood Center of the Ozarks provide every drop of blood, platelets, and convalescent plasma to patients in over 40 area hospitals. How do I know why that's important? Because my youngest daughter, Joselina, is alive today thanks to local blood donors. Find out how you can help at cbco.org. Local donors, local patients. That's the Community Blood Center of the Ozarks difference.
Owens back to the hill for Moon City in the top of the 9th. Mavericks trail the Branson Showmen 4-2. It's been a burger and bacon game today. Tastiest duo in sports broadcasting. Happy to bring you this one. If you're watching on our YouTube channel, of course you are. Make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss a moment of grip and rip baseball all season long. Commercial-free 9th inning brought to you by Central Bank of the Ozarks. Central Bank Company, strong roots, endless possibilities. So the Showmen will try, perhaps, to pad their lead here in the top of the 9th. It'll be Jared Fox, David Rodriguez, and Tyler Abma, Nick.
It's been a quick game, but it's been a good game. Well played on both sides of the ball, and past that first inning, a close game as well. So if you are the Mavericks, you got to keep it right here.
Jared Fox doing his part, singles out into right in front of Averyhart, and so Canada's greatest export continues on. A multi-hit game for him. 2 for 4 today.
And look at this.
We're going to get Cole Rourke running for his own catcher. Even putting on the sweaty used helmet. You love to see it. So Jared Fox, speaking of that 50-hit club, he got his 50th 2 weeks ago. But Foxy now has 9 hits here in 2023. David Rodriguez looked at it. Well, that was a slider, I think. King Owens normally throws a 2-seam fastball. That was not a 2-seamer, I can tell you that.
Definitely had some run in.
That was a breaker that didn't catch the zone. 1-1. Owens favoring the first base side of the rubber. Back to the fastball. Rodriguez sends one up into the stratosphere. Joe Emery running over, and Nick Hooper put his hands behind his back to say, sure, I'll just spectate for this one.
Yeah, well, ran over to left field to make the catch.
Well, we talked about good outfields, and this Mavericks trio of Avery Hart, Emery, and Hooper is very good with speed to burn, as we just saw there. So this is a pretty good group that can cover a lot of ground as well.
Yeah, it's helpful to make the outfield smaller, especially in this big park.
Tyler Abma singles up, well, not up the middle, out into left field. What's been a very good day for him. So a couple of hits here for the Showmen this inning. And yeah, I wondered what they might do. They're going to give Kurt Brand another opportunity. On-base percentage for Brand has been good.
Things quickly becoming interesting for King Owens, but it is his game right now, nobody up.
No, I think if the Mavericks did anything, it might be bring on a position player. It would maybe be Collison. Tough play in the outfield. Harrison Broadstreet threw one over the head of his double play partner. That's going to allow a run to come across for the Showman. Rourke scores. The miscue at short, so Kurt Brand reaches safely. It is now 5-2.
Good things happen when you put the ball in play, and that's exactly what happened there.
So Matt Spangler re-enters for the Showman. And with first and third, Spanky 1 for 2 today. There's a chopper to short. Broadstreet with a little redemption. Collison clutched it. He did not get the throw in time. So another one comes across for Branson. That's Abma scoring.
Tough to know what happened there, but I think the ball just may have slipped or gotten a little stuck there in the weather.
That's what it looked like. Collison was not sure of his grasp of the baseball. It's going to go down as a 6-4 fielder's choice and a 6-2 score. Brady Dean, nothing for nothing today with a walk. 2 outs and a 2-0 count now.
Well, this is exactly what you wanted to do if you were Branson heading into this inning up just by 2.
Buy some insurance. Dean chased a breaker there. So 2-1. Owens comes back. That was a fastball in. That was a four-seamer, might I add. But tried to talk about pitch grips with King Owens before. Sometimes he just makes them up as he goes. A two-seam, four-seam. Sure, I'm just going to throw it as hard as I can. That's what King does. That's what he just did there. Brady Dean thought maybe he had drawn the walk, but that caught the inner half. So full count. Owens deals. That's inside. Brady Dean gets the free pass for the second time today.
Wow.
Inside, outside. I don't know. He just makes the zone disappear.
Well, the free pass there, as we've talked about, but also I think 2 of those pitches almost hit him. So,
yeah.
Hey, any way you can get it.
So Owens takes a deep breath as Josh Reno comes on for Branson, looking for his first hit today. 0-0 to Reno. That's a breaking ball for a strike.
Buckled the knees just a little bit on that one.
Another breaker. This is swung on and chopped, and that's going to carry him into foul territory. Kennedy touches up for the foul ball. It's going to send the runners slowly ambling their way back.
King almost got to that ball, and
that's what I thought about.
I have to wonder if maybe he wished he would have picked it up.
Is he
gotten there
gonna?
in time.
I thought he might.
Could have picked that up and tagged him out.
0-2. That's up and out of the zone. It's a good 0-2 pitch, but you don't want to throw it over the catcher's head as Owens almost did. McDaniel doing a nice job of reaching out and getting that one. Reno pulls it. Oh, goodness. Well, Josh Reno had the right idea there. He was just a little too early. So we'll do another 1-2. Yeah, Reno, look at him. He's back in the box before Owens is ready. You almost never see that. He's hungry today.
Chomping at the bit. If you're King here, you still have a little bit of room to play with some pitches.
Oh, nice.
That'll work, though.
The high fastball. Up the ladder it goes, and Owens punches out of the inning. So 2 more come across for the Branson Showmen. It is the commercial-free 9th inning brought to you by Central Bank of the Ozarks. Central Bank Company, strong roots, endless possibilities, sponsoring our streaming coverage of Grip and Rip baseball all season long. And how about this, Nick? The Branson Showmen are just going to stick with the hot hand. Jacob Carlson going right back.
Yeah, you know, Cole's been making all the right moves, it seems like today, going back to Abma and throwing those strong 5 innings. And outside of the 2 runs that the Mavs have scored, I mean, Branson's just done a really good job of shutting down their bats today. And so Carlson will come back out and look to close the door.
This was I can tell you from watching some of them walk out of the ballpark 2 Sundays ago, a frustrated Branson group suffered a 12-6 loss to you and the Ozark Mountain Ducks.
Yeah, am I supposed to sympathize here?
Well, no, I'm not asking you to. I'm just kind of stating the fact of the matter.
Absolutely.
They were not happy with that ball game, and it's the fun of the Labor Day holiday break. If you stub your toe going into it, you get an extra week to sit and think about exactly what happened. But this was a Showman group today that came out with a lot more focus. Everything looked a lot sharper. You know, Tyler Abma, without question, delivered an absolute gem. 5 innings of shutout baseball, 10 strikeouts, 4 hits scattered. And he only walked 1 batter. That was in the 5th. That was... The Mavericks threatened there and loaded the bases, but Abma was able to get out of that unscathed. Moon City did tack on a couple of runs off of Calvin Dreyer in the 6th, but Jacob Carlson has come in and thus far anyway shut the door. But here we go, bottom of the 9th. King Owens swings and misses at looked like a slider from Carlson.
Yeah, I think that the few extra runs that the Showmen scored in the top half of the inning does a number of things, obviously.
There's a bunt from Owens. Abma's going to have to barehand it. The off-balance throw not in time. Well, that was good thinking by King Owens there, as the Showmen were not ready for it. The second bunt single of the day for the Mavericks. Doesn't matter how they get there, though. They all count. That's a base hit.
That's right. I'm in the middle of saying that the extra cushion gives Jacob Carlson just a little bit more breathing room to kind of just go up there and let it eat, but then we see a bunt.
Definitely makes it easier to shake off something like that when you know you've got a couple you can allow. Jacob McDaniel, whew, that is way up there, still way up there.
To the lights.
Getting way out of play. Goodness sakes. Did it ever land? I lost it around the corner, Nick. I'm just trusting you to be the eyes.
I thought it might land up there on the light standard, but...
Goodness sakes, Jake McDaniel.
Clubhouse.
A gravity to fire. Here's the 0-1. Carlson's got a little something going there. I don't know if that's a cutter, a slider,
it's definitely
good old-fashioned fastball with some tail to it. The Mavericks are having problems with it. Here's the 0-2. McDaniel reaches out. This one is skied. It will stay on the infield. David Rodriguez, the first baseman, says, "Aquí, mi amigo." Jacob Carlson thanks him for his trouble, and it's 1 down.
Tough to take that one away from a center fielder like Jacob Carlson, but I guess he's, wearing a different hat right now.
Well, David's got a pretty good glove all his own. He's played all over the place in his career out here. He's been a left side infielder. We've seen him play a lot of third, a little bit of shortstop. He's played the corner outfield positions. He's pitched some. Gets away just from Jared Fox. Smart play, I think, there. Just go ahead and eat it. You got a 4-run advantage in the 9th. Maybe in the first inning you make that throw, but
yeah, that's
not here.
Some indifference there for sure.
Back in is Ryan Burks, who looks at ball 3. 1 down, a 3-0 count. Carlson sets and deals. That's down. Things getting a little bit shaky here for the Showmen. 2 on for the Mavs. Tying run is now in the on-deck circle. But the more pressing matter is you've got Nick Hooper, 2 for 3, a pair of hits, has also drawn a walk. However, he did strike out last time. Steve Reich thrown there.
Always something different about the 9th inning.
Nothing in 1. That catches the outer half, and the Hoop Daddy, smart not to look all the way back, but definitely looked at home plate a little bit longer than usual. 0-2. Carlson from the chest exhales sharply and deals. That's outside.
Trying to go right back to that spot that just gave him a strike. A little too far outside that time.
Do a 1-2. That was a change. Hooper reached out and tagged it foul. That will trickle third base side where Abma is there to touch it. Noticed Carlson is being very deliberate every time he sets with the runner on. I think he's showing the guys in charge. Yes, I'm set. Looks back at the runner, kicks and delivers. That's a ball outside. 2-2. Good job by Hooper to lay off. Oh, he attacked high and tight, and Hooper went around. Great stuff from Jacob Carlson. Hooper will want it back, but that's a big pitch for Branson.
Yeah, I think he spent so much time just pounding away on that outside corner, and Hooper saw a few balls that were out there on the outside corner that the first thing he saw inside, tough to lay off.
So here is Joe Emery, the last hope for the Mavericks, with 2 men on. Swings and fouls this one just over the net, first base side. 50-cent foul ball for one of the kiddos. 0-1. Swing and a drive, but that is quickly going foul. A loud strike off the bat of Joe Emery. Carlson sets for the 0-2. Yep, I like that there. That's a good 0-2 pitch, but
probably
you're not going to get by with that on Emery.
Yeah, but a good idea nonetheless, especially after that long, hard foul ball the pitch prior.
The 1-2. That's outside. And that was a miss on Carlson's part. He did not intend to go out of the zone there. So deuces wild for Joe Emery in the bottom of the 9th. Jacob Carlson by Jacob Carlson. It got interesting, but he puts up 2 1/3 scoreless innings following an absolute dazzling start by Tyler Abma today. He threw 5 scoreless innings. By virtue of Jacob Carlson going 2 for 4 with 2 doubles and an RBI, I'm going to go very narrowly. Jacob Carlson is our Elite Promotions Elite Performer of the game with a strong, not just a tip of the cap, I'm taking the hat all the way off for Tyler Abma. He pitched an absolute gem today, but very narrowly, I will say Jacob Carlson is our Elite Promotions Elite Performer of the game.
I think nobody will argue with that call. Tough decision.
Tyler Abma and his family might.
Well, maybe just a little bit, but yeah, just nice performances all around from both of those two individuals, and for Carlson, just about every side, every facet of the baseball today.
So 6-2 your final score. The Branson Showmen get the win. With it, they are going to climb out of the basement in the GRBL South. So the Showmen improved to 2-2. Ozark has dropped to 1-3. So no matter what, Branson will at least be second in the South by the time today is done. Moon City, meanwhile, falls to 2-2, but they will hang on to second position in the GRBL North because they have, for the moment, head-to-head criteria against the Republic Locos. So things are getting scrambled a little bit here in the GRBL, but that's why we play the games. It's a lot of fun. We will talk things over with some of the victors from the Branson Showmen on the other side of this break. Nick, I'd like to say real quick, it was good to get Burger and Bacon back together for this one. Don't make it such a long wait next time.
Well, no, I think this game more than anything has showed me just how much fun I can have up here. So I've got to get back up here sooner rather than later. Always a pleasure, Rance. You are a pro's pro, and yeah, hoping to get back up here sooner.
I appreciate it, partner. We'll do it again next week at some time and point. Back with some victorious Branson Showmen on the other side of a break here. 6-2, they defeat the Moon City Mavericks. with you live at Sky Bacon Stadium in Ozark, Missouri, where the Branson Showmen victorious today 6-2. They defeat the Moon City Mavericks, improving to 2-2 on the campaign. Pleased to be joined by Jacob Carlson and Tyler Abma, who each just turned in some very respectable performances in the win. And guys, first of all, let's start with the big result at the end, especially, you know, that Labor Day, that game before the Labor Day break, stub your toes against the Ozark Mountain Ducks. What I felt like we saw today was a much more focused, much more dialed in, and dare I suggest, an angrier Branson Showman club.
Yeah, for sure. You know, we wanted to get back in the win column, get back on track after dropping 2, and you know, that night game was a little rough. You know, I felt like we actually hit the ball harder, but they just weren't dropping for us, and that's kind of just how baseball goes sometimes.
Yeah, I definitely felt like anything that could have gone wrong did that game. I mean, credit to them. They definitely stepped on us when we were down. But this was a much better game all around from the start for us.
Let's talk about it for you, Tyler Abma. 5 scoreless innings today, 10 strikeouts over the course of those 5 innings. You know, they put men into scoring position a couple of times, but it was really bend but don't break. You know, was there something different for you? Did you do something different to get yourself ready for this one?
Nothing different to get ready. I think I caught a few more breaks today. They hit a couple balls hard right at people. We didn't make any mistakes in the field. Played great defense behind me. I spotted up a little bit better this game. I think last game I was leaving a lot over the middle of the plate, and much more difficult to hit when I'm on the inside corner and outside corner. So.
Kind of felt like you were also able to change levels and get those calls, you know, right at the letters a little bit more today as well.
Yeah, definitely. It was a zone that was very friendly to me. I was getting a lot at the top of the zone, and so I just kept pounding that part of the plate, and he kept calling the strikes, so no need to change it.
How was the relationship for you developing with your backstop, Jared Fox? That was a battery I was pretty excited about on draft night, I can tell you that.
Yeah, I mean, coming into the league, I mean, I really have, I mean, you hear the name drafted. I mean, I think he was drafted in the first round. I mean, you know you're going to get a good catcher when that's happening. So I was excited to get in and work with him. It's really been a seamless transition. We kind of got to know each other a little bit during the Jamboree, and then, I mean, since then, I've only had to shake off maybe a handful of times. So he's calling a great game back there and making it real easy for me.
Well, Jacob Carlson, yeah, you're a pitcher again. Let's. I know you're not a stranger to Jared Fox, but back on the pitcher's mound after a couple of years of maybe I should suggest underutilization. But let's talk about the big situation. First of all, you come on in the 7th with 2 guys in scoring position and just take off the throwing sleeve and punch your way right out.
Yeah, you know, I was used to kind of that in high school and even a little bit in college, just kind of getting thrown in there straight from short or center. And, you know, I just wanted to get ahead of them and then try and execute a couple pitches and get out of it.
Let's talk about seeing the ball as well. You get a couple of doubles today, a big RBI in the 3rd, and congratulations on this one, your 50th hit of your GRBL career. So I know that's kind of something you've been at least eyeing in the back of your mind,
yeah.
but now you're in there. You're in that 50 hit club.
Yeah, it's something I, you know, since I got into the league and Skylar hit it, you know, that first time, you know, it was something I wanted to get to down the line, and fortunate to have a couple good years to kind of get it done.
You are down the line, so now all that's left is to go down the line with the Branson Showmen here. You guys come back. You have the 3 o'clock game again next week, and wouldn't you know it, it's your old buddies, the Ozark Mountain Ducks. So dare I suggest you might have revenge on your mind?
Yeah, I think we'll come back ready to go for that one too.
Definitely. We're looking to put together a much better game this time around.
Sounds good, guys. Well, congratulations on the big win today. Congratulations on the individual and the team milestone. So it's a whole new game. The second half of the GRBL season, as you know, it's a long, short season, and that's what makes it fun.
Yep, that's right. Absolutely. Thank you.
Jacob Carlson, Tyler Abma, the Branson Showmen winners today, 6-2. They defeat the Moon City Mavericks, back up into 500 and into 2nd place in the GRBL South Division. We will go ahead and shut down the stream. We will come back at 6 o'clock to bring you the Nixa Suckers and the Springfield Metropolitans. It'll be baseball night in the Ozarks, what should be an excellent game between the two first-place teams in the entire league. Today's game has been directed by Derek Saiko. Our executive producer is Tony Lewis. My name is Rance Berger. For all those involved, we bid you a good evening from Ozark, Missouri.